Good morning, everyone. Before we dive into today's life-changing message, I want to ask you something important. When you woke up this morning, did you feel strong? Did your legs feel ready to carry you through everything you want to do, the places you want to go, the people you want to see, the life you still want to live? Because here's the truth. The strength in your legs is the strength behind your independence. It's the difference between watching life from the sidelines and staying fully in the game. And after 60, something sneaky starts happening inside the body. A thief. A thief that steals strength from your muscles little by little, year after year, without you even noticing, until one day stairs feel higher, chairs feel lower, and walks feel longer. That thief is called sarcopenia. But listen closely, this is not a hopeless story, because this thief has a weakness, and believe it or not, the fight against muscle loss, the fight for your balance, your mobility, your confidence, begins first thing every single morning on your breakfast plate. You are about to discover how one simple choice, made right after you open your eyes and greet the day, can literally flip a biological switch that stops muscle breakdown and activates muscle repair. A breakfast that reawakens your legs, tells your cells, hey, build strength, build power, build me a better future. I want you to imagine yourself 6 months from now climbing stairs without holding the railing, getting up from a chair in one smooth movement, taking walks that feel energizing, not exhausting, feeling young again, not because your age changed, but because your legs did. That is what this talk is all about. Not hype, not miracle cures. Science, practical, proven nutrition that fuels your muscles like a medicine, and a message that reminds you that your strongest years can still be ahead of you. So stay with me until the very end, because if you give me your attention, I promise I'll give you something back even more valuable, a path to keep your independence, your strength, and your freedom one breakfast at a time. Let's begin. There's something we don't talk about enough as we get older. We talk about cholesterol. We talk about blood sugar. We talk about these aches and those pains and the latest medication we picked up from the pharmacy. But very rarely do we pause and recognize the silent change happening in our muscles, especially in our legs, the very foundation of our movement and independence. Sometime after the age of 60, you may have noticed it. Tasks that once took a moment now take a minute. Standing up from the couch requires a little rock forward. Climbing stairs suddenly feels like you're scaling a mountain. Getting out of the car requires a second thought, a hand for balance, maybe a deep breath, and maybe you told yourself, well, that's just age, as if weakness simply has to be accepted, as if slowing down is mandatory. But here's the truth. You were never designed to live a life shrinking, slowing, or surrendering your strength. No matter what your birth certificate says, there is still strength in you waiting to be used. There is still power in those legs waiting to fire. There is still a body in you that wants to walk confidently into the future you're blessed to have. However, while you have been living, a condition has been quietly moving in, sarcopenia. That's the medical name for age-related muscle loss, the slow fading of strength that most people never see until it's already controlling their daily life. It starts around age 40 but accelerates sharply after 60. And it doesn't arrive with a loud announcement. It creeps in. It takes a little piece of you each year. Your balance isn't quite what it used to be. Your stride becomes shorter. Those legs, those powerful muscles that have carried you through decades of life, begin to lose muscle cells faster than your body can replace them. And what do most people do? They adjust, they move less, they avoid step, they stop activities they once enjoyed, they sit more and stand less. And the less we use these muscles, the faster they fade. Not because the body wants to let them go, but because the body responds to the message we send it. We don't need this strength anymore. But we do. Oh, we do. Because your legs are not just muscle. They are your freedom. They are your independence. They are your ability to pick up your grandchild, go for a walk with a friend, walk down the aisle at a wedding, plant in your garden, take a vacation, and embrace the life that is still in front of you. Without strong legs, doors begin to close. Possibilities get limited. Life gets smaller. And I'm here today to tell you, we are not letting life get smaller. Not today, not tomorrow, not ever. Because now we know what's happening and we can fight back. When we name the thief, we know what to target. See, muscle isn't lost because of age alone. It's lost because the body needs specific support, real support, to rebuild muscle cells, to maintain strength, to repair what life has worn down. It's lost when nutrition falls short, when movement slows, when inflammation rises, when blood circulation weakens. And the legs take the biggest hit first because they are the greatest demand on the body. They're the biggest, most powerful muscles we have. They require the most fuel, the most activation, the most attention. Think for a moment about everything your legs have done for you. They carried you through childhood, through work, through raising families. They stood with you in joy and held you up through hardship. They have been faithful for decades, and now they are calling out for help in return. Not dramatic help, not complicated help, just smart help, consistent help, the right help. And here's the glorious part. Your body is still listening. Your muscles can still respond. Even after 60, 70, 80, and beyond, your muscles are still ready to grow. Science has proven that muscle repair and strength can return at any age when you give your body the right signals. Your legs are not done. They are waiting for instruction. They are waiting for nourishment. They are waiting for a morning decision that says, today, we build strength. That's why breakfast is about to become your secret weapon. Every morning, your body is looking for direction. Are we building up or breaking down? Will today be a day of strength or a day of decline? And the first nutrition you give your body sets the tone. If your breakfast is low in protein, low in nutrients, or skipped altogether, the body assumes you don't have what you need to maintain muscle. So the body makes a budget cut. It looks at those large leg muscles and says, "We can trim here," and sarcopenia continues its work. But when you give your body the right breakfast, the kind we will talk about, it sends a different message. It wakes up muscle fibers, turns on the cells responsible for repair. It boosts blood flow to the legs. It tells your body that muscle matters. It tells your body that strength is still the mission. Imagine waking up tomorrow morning and knowing you've already taken the first step towards stronger legs before the day has even begun. That isn't wishful thinking. That's biology. That's how the human body was designed, to rebuild what you choose to use, to strengthen what you choose to nourish, to rise up when you give it what it needs. You are not drifting through aging. You are leading your future. And your legs, your mobility, your independence can absolutely grow stronger from here forward. The only question is, will you make the choice each morning that supports the strength waiting within you? Because the truth is simple and powerful. Your age does not get to decide your ability. Your choices do. And every day you wake up is one more chance to choose strength. So if you've felt weaker lately, if you've felt unsteady, if you've doubted whether your legs can keep up with your dreams, hear this loud and clear. You are not too late. You are not too old. You are not done. You are just getting started. Now that we understand what's being taken from us and how quietly that thief called muscle loss tries to sneak away with our strength, let's talk about the weapon already in your hands. Because God did not design your body to be powerless. No, He gave you a system that responds to the right fuel like a fire responds to oxygen. It rises up, it ignites, it transforms. But you have to give it the spark. Let me ask you something. What did you feed your muscles this morning? Not your hunger, your muscles. Because hunger will settle for a donut. But muscle requires purpose. Muscle requires intention. Muscle requires what science calls anabolic activation. A fancy way of saying your body needs a nutritional signal that says, build me, strengthen me, keep me standing tall. And that signal can be sent at the very start of every day. That's what makes breakfast so special. It's not just a meal. It's a message your body translates into action. Muscle cells wake up in the morning like construction workers waiting to know whether they should start rebuilding or whether they're being sent home. If breakfast doesn't show up with the right materials, the workers pack up and muscle breakdown continues. But if you start your morning with a breakfast rich in the keys your muscles need, high quality protein, essential amino acids like leucine, anti-inflammatory nutrients like omega-3 circulation, boosting polyphenols, then those workers pick up their tools and start fixing, building, and restoring the legs that carry your life forward. See, older adults need more protein than younger ones because the body becomes a bit harder to activate. But many people over 60 settle for toast or tea or a few crackers or maybe a sugary cereal that tastes good but does nothing good for them. Instead of telling the muscles, let's get stronger today, that kind of breakfast whispers, we don't have what we need, let go. And your body listens every single day, every single meal. Every quiet choice that seems small but adds up over time. So let me show you how simple change can be powerful change. When you sit down for breakfast, you're not deciding what sounds tasty. You're choosing the quality of your strength for the day ahead. If your breakfast delivers a strong dose of clean, muscle-supporting protein, eggs, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, beans, wild-caught salmon, or a protein smoothie done right, your muscles are saying, thank you, we can rebuild now. And when you add in foods like berries, greens, tomatoes, olive oil, nuts, seeds, foods rich in polyphenols that improve blood flow, suddenly your legs are just trying to grow muscle. They're receiving more oxygen and nutrients to do the job right. Let's make this clear. The right breakfast does 5 essential things for your legs. It stops muscle breakdown. It turns on muscle repair. It reduces inflammation that steals strength. It improves circulation so nutrients reach your muscle fibers. And it energizes movement, which then gives your muscles a reason to grow even more. That's not just breakfast. That's medicine disguised as a meal. That's strength served on a plate. Imagine starting your morning with 3 scrambled eggs, spinach, and a handful of berries. That's protein, polyphenols, antioxidants, a nutritional army ready to defend your legs. Or think about a bowl of Greek yogurt topped with walnuts and fresh fruit. That's protein plus healthy fats to fight inflammation. Or a slice of whole grain toast layered with avocado and a side of smoked salmon. That's nourishment telling your muscles, we are not giving up strength today. This isn't gourmet health food. This is accessible, practical, everyday fuel. It's about switching from filling your stomach to feeding your future. And if you say, I can't eat that much, then start small, half a serving, a few bites. Add a protein shake that's low sugar and high quality, because every morning you nourish strength, your legs will respond. There is no age where the body stops being able to adapt unless we stop giving it the resources. Some people hear this and think it can't be that simple. Let me tell you, God often uses simple things to produce powerful results. A breakfast that triggers muscle repair may not look like a miracle, but when you climb stairs without fear, when you rise from a chair on the first try, when you walk further than yesterday, that sure feels like a miracle to the person experiencing it. And here's another powerful truth: when you strengthen your legs, you strengthen your life, because strong legs mean you continue to go where you want to go, do what you want to do, and live how you want to live. They mean freedom. The freedom to choose your day instead of your limitations choosing it for you. And that freedom begins before 9 a.m. with what you choose to place on your breakfast table. So tomorrow morning, instead of walking into the kitchen on autopilot, I want you to walk in with authority. I want you to say, today I feed my strength. I want you to choose foods that partner with your purpose. I want you to look down at that plate and understand this isn't just breakfast. It's your fight plan. You don't need fancy supplements. You don't need expensive diet plans. You don't need a nutrition degree. You just need to decide to treat breakfast as the first victory of the day. And victory tastes a whole lot better than muscle loss ever will. Because every bite you choose that strengthens you is a vote for the life you still want to live. Every morning you nourish your muscles. You're saying, I still have places to go. I still have reasons to move. My body still has purpose. And purpose always brings power. So when you're sitting there tomorrow morning and that fork is in your hand, I want you to remember something. Strength isn't lost because of age. Strength is lost because of neglect. And you don't have to neglect yourself another day. Your strongest days don't have to be behind you. They can start the moment you start your morning right. So choose the breakfast that fights for you every single day. Now, once we start treating breakfast like the powerful tool it truly is, once we begin sending that message to our muscles that today we choose strength, the next question becomes very real. How do we make this practical? Because I can preach all day about good protein and leg-loving nutrients, but if it doesn't show up on your plate consistently, then it's just information floating around with nowhere to land. We want transformation, not just information. So let's talk about putting this truth into daily action. Let's talk about walking into your kitchen tomorrow morning with confidence instead of confusion. You don't have to become a chef. You don't need a gourmet cooking show. All you need is awareness, intention, and a little willingness to change a habit that hasn't been serving your strength. It starts by looking at your breakfast through a new set of eyes. The goal isn't fullness. The goal is fuel. The goal isn't what you crave. The goal is what your body needs to thrive. And what your muscles desperately need first thing in the morning is protein, at least 25 to 30 grams. That's the dose that flips on muscle repair like a light switch. Without it, the switch remains off no matter how much motivation you feel. So let me paint a picture. If you crack 2 or 3 eggs, that's protein. Add some spinach, mushrooms, or tomatoes, that's nutrients for circulation. Maybe slice an avocado. Now inflammation doesn't stand a chance. That's not a fancy recipe. That's you showing your muscles that you care about their future. If eggs aren't your style, no problem. Greek yogurt has your back. Add blueberries or strawberries, and you've got antioxidants saying, we're here to protect that strength you're building. Toss in some walnuts or almonds, And now your muscles get healthy fats, keeping inflammation on the sidelines. Look at that, a muscle making breakfast in 5 minutes flat. Or maybe you enjoy beans. Well, beans are fighters. Beans bring protein, fiber, and slow burning energy that keeps muscles fed long after breakfast is finished. And if you pair beans with whole grain toast, that gives your body even more tools for rebuilding. And yes, for some of you, smoked salmon or canned tuna at breakfast may sound unusual, but that omega-3 power, that's healing fuel. That's nourishment telling inflammation. You're not shutting down these leg muscles anymore. The point is, you have options, no matter your taste, no matter your culture, no matter your morning routine. There are foods that fight for your mobility, foods that rebuild what age tries to tear down. So we choose them on purpose. Now let's add the second part of this key movement, because food is the builder, but exercise is the blueprint. Without signaling your muscles to move, even the best nutrients won't know where to go. A muscle gets stronger when you use it, when you challenge it, when you tell it that strength is still required for the life you're living. That doesn't mean you have to hit a gym or lift heavy weights or run marathons. If you can, wonderful. But if you can't, don't you dare think you're disqualified from getting stronger. All movement counts when the intention is strength. If you can stand up from a chair without using your hands, that's exercise. If you can do 10 of those throughout your day, that's progress. If you can walk a little farther than yesterday, that's victory in motion. And I want you to notice something. When your breakfast fuels your body the right way, movement becomes easier. Your legs wake up. Your joints feel supported. Your energy rises. You feel like moving more. And that movement tells the muscle repair crew, we have work to do. So start where you are. If your legs shake, let them shake. That's your muscles waking up from the inside. If you take it slow, take it slow. Progress isn't measured by speed. It's measured by direction. Forward is forward, no matter how small the steps. The real power shows up when you combine these two forces: nutrient-rich breakfast plus purposeful movement. That marriage creates momentum. It turns survival into strength. It turns aging into ability. It turns decline into revival. Let me give you a simple plan. You wake up, you drink a glass of water. Hydration wakes the system. You head to the kitchen and choose a breakfast that tells your muscles, today is a rebuilding day. And then, before the day sweeps you away, you move. Maybe you walk around your home for 5 minutes. Maybe you march your knees while brushing your teeth. Maybe you do toe lifts while waiting on your coffee. Maybe you walk outside if the weather is kind. 5 minutes today, 6 minutes tomorrow, 7 minutes after that. Every step says strength still lives here. And the beautiful thing, your muscles hear you. They respond, they grow, they adapt, because the body doesn't check your age before it decides to get stronger. It checks your input. When your breakfast supports strength, when your movement sparks activation, when your choices align with your purpose, your legs begin to rise again. And that is what we want. We want your legs back in the fight. We want your balance restored. We want your stride confident. We want your body to know that age may have a claim on time, but it has no claim on strength you intentionally build. So from this moment on, breakfast becomes your first step into power, and movement becomes your declaration that you are not backing down. You are not surrendering mobility. You are not accepting weakness. You, yes, YOU, are participating in your progress. Every morning before the world hears your voice, your breakfast is already speaking for you. Let it say, we choose strength today. Now that we've awakened our understanding, now that we've recognized that breakfast is not just a habit, but a strategy, not just a moment, but a message, not just food, but fuel, it's time to look at what all this truly means for your long-term strength and for the life you still want to live. Because this isn't about one good breakfast. This isn't about one morning walk. This is about building a new direction, a future in which you still stand tall. Science doesn't just give us information, it gives us hope. Hope grounded in proof. Hope grounded in what the body is still capable of doing. Research shows that even in advanced age, your muscles can grow, your strength can return, your balance can improve, mobility can be restored. The body you have right now can still become stronger than it is today. There are people in their 70s, 80s, and even 90s who have rebuilt muscle, gained power in their legs, and reclaimed independence. Not because they turned back the clock of time, but because they turned on the biology of strength. It doesn't take youth, it takes intention. It doesn't take perfection, it takes consistency. It doesn't take a miracle, it takes a meal and a movement in the right direction. And here's what's so beautiful. The more consistently you choose nourishment and movement, the more the body adapts. It adjusts, it improves, it rewires, it remembers. It begins to treat muscle not as something expendable, but as something essential. It begins to protect your legs because you are using them, because you are telling them every day that they are still needed for the life you're living. Sarcopenia may start out silently. It may arrive unnoticed, but you have the authority to make it leave loudly. Your legs are not doomed to weaken. They are designed to respond. They are designed to rise. They are designed to carry you, not just to survive aging, but to thrive through it. When the right foods enter your system each morning, inflammation lowers, circulation improves, energy rises, neural activation strengthens, and your muscles come alive again. And when you add movement to that equation, movement that uses your legs challenges them, wakes them up, the combination becomes unstoppable. Because what you're doing each morning is bigger than just eating and walking. You're telling your body a story. You're telling it, I still have purpose. You're telling it, we're not done yet. You're telling it, strength is still required. And when the body hears purpose, purpose responds with power. And think with me now about what that power means in your everyday life. That power means you can get out of bed without pushing off with your hands. That power means you can sit and stand with ease. That power means you can climb those stairs that once seemed intimidating. That power means you can catch yourself when you stumble instead of falling. That power means freedom, the freedom to go where you want, to live how you choose, to stay social, to stay active, to stay engaged, to stay alive in the ways that truly matter. Leg strength isn't just physical, it's emotional. It boosts confidence. It restores dignity. It gives back courage. Because when your legs feel strong, why you feel strong. When your legs move with certainty, why you move with certainty. When your legs support your goals, why you start making bigger goals. And little by little, day by day, your life begins expanding again. Instead of shrinking your world to match declining strength, your world grows to match increasing strength. You start saying yes again, yes to family outings, yes to morning walks, yes to traveling, yes to joy, because the strength to participate in life is flowing again. This is why what we're doing is not just physical work. It's spiritual work. It's reclaiming what life tried to take. It's rebuilding what time tried to weaken. It's refusing to hand over your independence to age. It's choosing to fight and knowing the fight is winnable. Now listen carefully. Change happens gradually, not instantly. You won't wake up tomorrow with bodybuilder legs. You won't go from unsteady to unstoppable overnight. But progress is proof. And every step of progress is a promise that your body is responding exactly the way it was designed to respond. One more chair stand, one more block walked, one more day of protein at breakfast. Each small victory is a brick, and you are rebuilding a fortress of strength. So don't you dare think your best days are behind you. Don't you dare assume decline is the only path forward. The research, the stories, the truth of human biology all declare the same message. If you feed your muscles, if you wake them up through movement, if you stay consistent, your body will reward you with strength, and strength will reward you with life. You have more living to do, more love to give, more places to go, more laughter waiting ahead, and you need strong legs to fully experience all of it. You deserve to move with confidence. You deserve to stand without fear. You deserve to walk into your future with the stability and strength that keeps you upright, engaged, vibrant, and independent. So as we move forward together, as we carry this knowledge from our minds into our mornings, I want you to hold on to this truth. Your muscles are listening. Your legs are waiting. Your future is calling. Feed your strength, and your strength will carry you. There's something powerful that happens when we choose consistency over convenience, when we decide that the life we have left is worth fighting for. You see, staying active isn't just a suggestion. It is a declaration that you're not done yet. It's a statement to your muscles, to your bones, to every cell in your body that says, we are still moving forward. And sometimes that's exactly what the enemy of aging fears the most, that you will refuse to slow down, because motion is momentum and momentum is life. But let's keep it real. Many people over 60 start believing that slowing down is what they're supposed to do. Society whispers lies that convince them to shrink back, to sit down, to stop dreaming, to stay indoors, to let the world keep spinning without them. They're told weakness is inevitable, giving up is normal, and sitting in a chair all day is just part of getting older. But hear me today, the fastest way to lose muscle is to stop using it. The quickest way to feel fragile is to stop challenging yourself. Aging is not the enemy. Inactivity is. Your muscles were designed by God to respond to movement. When you walk, when you stretch, when you lift even the smallest amount of weight, your muscles hear the instruction and start repairing, rebuilding, strengthening. They're constantly adapting, not to your age, but to your actions. If you push them, even gently, they say, yes, let's stay strong. If you neglect them, they say, well, I guess strength isn't needed anymore. You have the ability every day to cast your vote for strength or weakness. And guess what? Your body counts every vote. That's why leg exercise is one of the greatest tools you have to fight sarcopenia, that silent thief stealing muscle mass as the years go by. Leg muscles are the largest muscles in your body, and when you train them, even just a little, they send signals everywhere shouting, we're staying alive. The heart pumps stronger, blood flow increases. Hormones that preserve muscle surge through your system. Even your brain wakes up, because movement wakes up life. Tell me this, how many of you want to be able to rise from a chair without help 10 years from now? How many want to keep climbing stairs, dancing at weddings, kneeling in prayer, walking hand in hand with someone you love through a warm evening breeze? That's not wishful thinking. That's the reward of choosing to move today. Every step is a deposit in the account of future independence. And don't let anyone fool you into thinking you need to live at the gym or train like an athlete. I'm talking simple, doable movement. I'm talking slow, steady, intentional living. You can do heel raises while brushing your teeth. You can squat to a chair and stand back up 10 times a day. You can walk around your home to the mailbox around the block and tell your legs, we're training for the future. One woman told me she started marching in place while waiting on her coffee to brew every morning. That little routine became a habit. That habit became energy. That energy became strength. And now at 70, 2 years young, she says, my legs feel better than they did at 60. It wasn't magic. It was consistency. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to do everything at once. You just have to refuse to quit. Movement is a gift, and every gift gets better when you use it. So if you've been sitting too long, if the chair has become more familiar than your shoes, today is the day to shake something loose. Lift what you can lift. Walk where you can walk. Stretch what you can stretch. If you can move an inch today, an inch becomes a mile when done enough times. And hear this, your age doesn't disqualify you, it qualifies you, because you know persistence, you know endurance. You know what it means to get knocked down and get right back up again. Younger people may have strength, but you have wisdom, the kind that knows how to finish strong. And finishing strong requires strong legs. So don't let fear hold you hostage. Don't let pain be louder than progress. Start slow, but start, because your body wants to recover. Your legs want to carry you. Your strength wants to return. And when you combine movement with that sarcopenia, fighting breakfast we already talked about, those muscle, making foods that fuel your day, you become unstoppable. It's like giving your body the blueprint and the building materials, then saying, let's go rebuild. There is greatness in you that did not retire when you did. Purpose does not age out. Calling does not expire. And as long as your heart is beating, life is still happening through you. But to fully live it, you need the strength to stand step by step, inch by inch, day by day, choosing to get stronger so you can keep shining. So continue the fight, continue the movement. Continue the belief that the best years are not behind you. They're ahead of you, waiting to see if you'll claim them. Not with fear, not with hesitation, but with strong legs, a strong mind, and an unshakable spirit that says, I'm still here and I'm still rising. And that's the kind of strength that transforms everything, because strength is not just how you move, it's how you live.